the Last Roundup
Horror Show.
It's the calories.
140 calories in this.
I don't want to drink pop. I just want coffee.
I drink so much
hadn't
fucking
drank
pop.
pop in years, and I moved back in with my parents. Next thing you know, I'm 8 years old again. We got soda at the house?
You live in Kenton now. You got to drink soda.
That's the way it is. As soon as I go to my mom and dad's house. First thing I do is go to the fridge and get a pop.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't buy pop here.
Yeah, it is the nectar of the gods. Welcome back, episode 31, Last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank. We got Ray back again in the sidecar, and Jason down there on the end with all the deets. All the deets.
How many of these movies did you watch?
I
Ray?
saw one.
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 1 out of 4.
It's all right. It's all right. As always, with our guests, our guest hosts, we don't expect them to watch everything. As many as they feel comfortable.
I bet you expected a little bit more out of it.
A little bit more.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You made it sound like you had no life. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to come home and watch the movies.
He's a new homeowner, and he had to, first time ever, shovel out his driveway.
It took me 2 days, 4 hours each day. Also had a plumbing issue. Can you imagine your entire Saturday being taken up with the fact that a toilet has to be taken out?
I've had to call off work for that shit.
Yeah,
dude.
and then your whole house smelled like septic tank because you find out during the course of this, hey, that's right, that bathroom doesn't have a fucking ventilator system because it's built in the 1960s. It's got a roll-out window. Didn't think ahead on that,
didn't
did I?
tell you, huh?
Just crack a window.
Yeah, the half bathroom has a ventilator. You know why? Because it's a half bathroom. It doesn't have a window. So I was super mad. So I spent my day, that one Saturday I planned on watching 3 of these movies, waiting on that to happen, getting it done, then mopping floors, and then trying to get the stink out of my house. So I know it sounds like... I'm just apologizing again, Jared. I'm really sorry about the last episode where I was like, "Oh, I'll do better, Jared." That's terrible. That's not ever going to happen. I was awful. I made one movie out of this.
And once again, out in the garage, just so happened to be also 22 degrees outside.
It's very cold.
And I've got the same shirt on I had in the last one.
Yeah, we all are.
This is the way I always look.
Yeah, I'm always work compliant.
Yeah.
Always. Like
You're ready
I'm
to
always
go right now.
khakis, blue shirt, ready to go all the
Snap your
time.
name tag on how
I said, why bother having other clothes? Because I'm just going to need to go to work at some point.
Good point.
All right, let's get into these movies. Backcountry from 2014.
Hey, now we're on Backcountry.
Now we're on Backcountry. I wanted to get into this last episode, but here we are. Summary. An urban couple go camping in the woods and find themselves lost in the territory of a predatory black bear. Written and directed by Adam McDonald. Most of his credits are in the acting department, but he did write and direct another horror film in 2017 called Pie Whack-It. P-Y-E Whack-It.
Yeah. I want to see that. I've heard good things about that.
It looks like it's some sort of a cult movie featuring a witch.
Sounds great.
I also enjoy Pie Whack-It.
Write that down. Pie Whack-It.
Pie Whack-It.
P-Y-E-W-A-C-K-E-T.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
First word, double.
Do you have
score.
any additional details on
I
this?
do. Pretty simple tagline. Survive. Distributed by IFC Midnight, which I don't know if you recognize you, but we've done a few of those.
Oh, yeah. I think the Black Sheep, was that IFC Midnight?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
This movie, Backcountry, out on Scream Factory in 2015.
I thought you had more. I was waiting for more.
Always that on the Blu-ray. How many
like-
times we gonna do this?
Hey, man. In reading the trivia, I started experiencing a little bit of remorse for picking this movie because I read a little spoiler that said you don't see the bear in the first half of the movie. At minute 48, you hear it for the first time outside the tent. And I felt really sad right there. I was like, this is not going to be fun for me.
No, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm glad you picked this movie because I've almost watched it a couple times.
Yeah.
And everything that I've seen is always a picture of the stupid fucking bear.
Yeah.
And her climbing up the rock.
Right.
Like, that's not even in the movie.
You know what I saw?
Right?
When
That's not a scene in the
no,
movie.
No, never.
She's not hanging on the...
She's climbing down the waterfall at the end, but the bear's not right there.
That shot's no.
No.
It looks like she's...
And I've seen several different versions of that. Sometimes it's up really close, like getting ready to claw her.
Yeah, so I avoided this movie because it's just so stupid looking.
I saw it.
That's why a poster. A good poster goes a long way.
I've wanted to watch this since it came out because I read about it in an old Fangoria or a Rue Morgue or something like that. And I saw photos of the bear attack. I thought, from the special effects shots I thought this was a lot of bears. I thought this was multiple bears, not just one bear. Because all I saw was like 6 or 7 photos of the special effects sequence, which is only brief. There's a one bear attack really, and it must have been all focused on that. I would never ever be in this situation. When you take your girlfriend into the untamed wilderness, then take a canoe even deeper into nature to go on a fucking hike, you're just asking for trouble. There's no nature in the world beautiful enough to provoke these sort of careless activities.
Absolutely.
And I don't go chasing waterfalls. I don't do it. Eric Balfour, Kemper from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. This is the guy we talked about last episode who you thought was...
Yeah, he's not Irish.
No. He is terrible. I agree with you. He's allegedly Irish.
He's this Irish...
It's one of the
guy that's in the woods.
It's one of the worst accents I've ever.
They just happen to come across him. Yeah. He's offering to take them to these waterfalls. Yeah. This guy's saying that he already knows the way to it. But there's, I'm pretty sure they're in the Canadian woods, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Okay.
They're up in.
But happen to come across an Irish.
Yeah, why would he be up there?
Guide. Yeah. Just in the woods. Like, come on.
When after his sequence was over with, I was like, man, I hope that motherfucker gets eaten by a bear. He's the he's the one I wanted to get killed. I would have been pissed about my lady inviting this douchebag to eat dinner with us, like she does. Could you imagine that? Like, you walk up for getting firewood,
That would not.
And she's just talking to some dude, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I invited him to stay and eat the fish that you just brought."
And you're like, "Oh, that's terrific."
I would have confronted him. I would have been like, "Nope,
that's great.
Goodbye, good day, nice to see you."
Right.
Nice to see you.
I said good day, sir.
Not enough fish.
You stole fizzy lifted drinks.
They really wanted me to. They wanted you to invest in this couple emotionally. But I haven't liked these people since the beginning of this whole adventure. So around minute 40 or so, hard selling their relationship to me is not going to work. I don't care that they're running out of food and water. I just want to get to the fucking bear part. Hey, did you guys want to watch a movie about a giant bear attacking people? Yeah, it sounds like fun, right? How about we'll get to that bear attacks really soon, but we want to show you an hour of a couple arguing in the fucking woods. I could do that at home. I could argue with my wife and then eventually watch some bears on YouTube. The bear attack is awesome. It is not a digital bear at all. It is a real bear as far as I can tell. And it's fucking bloody and brutal. I don't know how they shot it because it's so fucking... He rips the guy's face off at one point, his whole side of his jaw. They advertise this movie as Jaws with bears, essentially, but the thing about Jaws is he had several really interesting characters to carry the lull in the story, and I couldn't give a fuck about these characters at all. They made a series of bad choices in life and are reaping what they sow. You'll get what you deserve in the deep barrens, you lesbians. This is a well done movie, and for people with more patience than me, they probably gave it a higher score. I do recommend people watch it, and I give it a 7 out of 10.
Shit, it sounded like it was going to be lower than a 7.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me, was that as much as I hated these people, I guess I equate it to this. Like, imagine you're with these people and they're arguing and you're just taking a gander at the woods. You're just like, this is not fucking nice out here. Because that's basically, it was a beautifully shot movie. The bear attack was so great that that small 4 minutes or whatever it was like, okay, yeah, that's awesome. That is the most realistic bear attack you could have. And
So come for the love story and stay for the...
Come for the nature.
Yeah, come
so-
for the nature.
So, again, in case people's not following what's going on, he wants to propose to her at this waterfall.
Okay.
So that's why they
that
find
makes
themselves in the
sense.
woods. Neither of them should be in the woods. He leads on that he knows the woods. He's been here before. He's this outdoorsman. Ends up being a pansy. But anyway, that's where we're at. No. So basically, the exact opposite to what Frank was saying. I like where the movie's shot at. I like woods, campy. I like hiking. That's a good setting for me. That's about as good as it gets for me. Have you ever been camping?
Oh, I don't want
Have
to.
you guys been camping?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been primitive camping?
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't want
when
to.
I was a kid, my dad and I, a couple of times, he would take us to like Garden of the Gods in Illinois. It's this big hiking trail and stuff, and we would actually go camping. We went to Twin Lakes up north.
Yeah, like
couple of
primitive
times.
camping.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
woods,
just
no
tent,
toilets.
Yeah, tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're with me on this a little
Yeah.
bit. You're in a forest, okay? Not at a
Yeah.
campground.
Right. I don't
It's
wanna
scary
be
at night.
there. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to be there.
Like,
Terrifying.
like I'm cool if I have another person. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think about things. But I can tell you, if I was on my own, sitting by a fire, you're hearing stuff, nuts and shit dropping from trees.
Right.
You're hearing critters crawling around. And you're inside your tent, like, you wake up to this. You don't know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I go camping. I went camping. I read books. All right, I go camping.
I read books.
Camping's his books.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they told us when we checked in, hey, we're just letting everyone know there is a small pack of wild dogs that's been spotted running around. All right, so it's in the middle of the night. All right, lights are out, pitch dark. I start hearing animals walk around the tent, which is it's fine. It's normally
It's all right. Let's go.
like chipmunks and raccoons, like everything. You always think something
Everything you're
huge.
saying right now, I'm picturing you saying to yourself, "It's all right. Yeah, it's just raccoons
It's just
and stuff."
raccoons.
You have to. I have to calm myself down.
It's definitely not that sack of wild.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying this whole time. And also, like, where's the fucking flashlight?
Right.
I'm getting prepared for the
Now,
worst.
do you take a knife and stuff?
No.
You don't have any weapon at all.
No. The only thing I
Jason,
really
you've watched enough movies.
I had a hiking stick. I had a hiking stick my grandpa made. You're gonna make me forget. You're gonna make me forget what I'm trying to tell a story right now. All right, so you start hearing stuff walking around your tent.
Right.
Usually the first thing I'm saying is, oh, it's just a raccoon.
Right.
It's a chipmunk. Because when you can't hear, if you can't see what you're hearing, you're in the middle of a forest somewhere strange. The smallest little noise, you automatically
Right.
think, there's a damn bear out there. All right, but I'm in Hocking Hill, so I know there's no bear. So
I'd
anyway,
be right there at bear.
So
It's definitely a bear.
you start hearing footsteps around your tent, and I figured, okay, if it's a raccoon or something, or if it's a wild dog, so I'm gonna scare it. It's gonna run off. Why? I said, hey, and I clapped my hands at the same time, trying to scare it off. Growled at me. Growled at me. So now I know it's the dogs, or I know it's at least a dog.
Oh god.
Because they just growled at me.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Now I'm like, oh, go. Give me my hiking
Where's
stick.
my stick?
No, so
You're scaring the shit out of me, Jason.
oh wait, no, I got another story to tell you. I got another
Imagine
story.
though if instead of it barking at you, some guy just went, "Hey."
What's up?
But I hate raccoons because seriously, I've had 2 tents that's got tore up by raccoons. Like when you go to leave to go hiking
they're
or
fucking
whatever.
assholes.
It's fucking. I don't know for sure if it's raccoons, but I'm just guessing. But anyway, I got another story that goes along with this movie. I want to tell you.
Well, I gotta know the end. Did the dog run away?
Yeah, I mean, I got out.
Did you die?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see no dog, but yes, whatever
Okay.
left for the night.
Because that's frightening. I was just imagining it's like there. It's like, oh, you fucking.
But can you imagine that moment?
Oh God, I would
Like
piss my
no-
pants.
It's
There's no doubt.
complete dark. You
Yeah.
clap and try to scare
It's
something,
like,
and then hear a
I'd be
crowd.
like, yeah, I'm done. I'm dead.
Yeah, and you were.
Yeah.
You say you were by yourself in that house?
No, I was with someone, but
Okay.
it's still
Yeah.
Whew.
middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, so again, another story go along with this movie. I'm just setting. I'm setting. Frank's want to say this ain't a good place for a movie.
Yeah.
It
No, I
is.
said I said it is a good place for a movie. It's not a good place for me.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
never
By
be there
yourself.
personally.
Okay, well, so check.
The
got
whole
you.
thing I enjoyed about it was the woods.
Well,
I just said I was
gotta
looking
tell
at
you the
everything.
story. I'm going to try and make it quick. So, I was in Tennessee. Did you ever go down and visit Derek Way?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so just in between Chattanooga and Cleveland,
Uh-huh.
or somewhere around it, somewhere around Cleveland anyway, there's a place called Chehowee Falls. And I'd heard about this place just before I moved down there because there was a family from Ohio. The little girl actually got killed by a black bear up there. So I have this in my head to begin with. Going, I'm setting you up here. This is already in my head. So we go this place, and you got to drive up a mountain, and then you got to hike about a mile to the waterfall. So we get up there a little bit late, and I go camping, but I'm not like a big outdoorsman. I'm not thinking, well, it's going to get dark inside there before it actually.
Right.
So I think we're good on time. Well, we get about halfway to the waterfall, and it starts getting dark, like dark real fast, to where we say, okay, we're going to forget the waterfall. We're going to turn around and go back. It seemed like it got dark instantly. So it's pitch black inside these woods. We can't see anything. All I have is one LED light that I'm trying to shine the path to. So we're hiking, trying to hurry and be careful at the same time. You start hearing noises off to the side of you. You know a family from Ohio just got attacked by. So I can't imagine being eaten by, like, getting killed by a black bear. Has to be one of the worst ones to die.
Yeah.
Just so how that's scary alone. So I think this is based on a true story.
Yeah, it is.
Or
somewhat.
somewhat. But no, the bear attack in this movie is great.
Yeah.
It is definitely what makes the movie. There is a lot of BS leading up to that part, but this is the payoff, and it is kind of like Jaws for bears. Like
doesn't the
I can see that.
the guy hurts his foot, right? Or is it the woman? No, it's the guy, right?
I think he hurts his foot.
Yeah, and he's just a fucking annoying son of a bitch.
Yeah, he ends up being just a
burden to this woman.
Yeah, but it's predictable. It's slow. It's shot well. Looks good. It has that real life factor to it because I think that would just be horrifying. But it's kind of with the good and the bad ends up being in the middle of the road. I think it's worth your watch. If I find it really cheap, I'll probably go ahead and pick this one up. And I gave it a 5.
You got a bad review on this one?
Yeah, this is one I didn't get to watch. So the bad review, it says, this film is truly awful, generic, predictable, lamer than a 1970s horror flick, where characters keep walking down alleyways into empty houses and get chased by the psychopath. In this case, it would be a bear.
We got a psychopathic bear!
Don't get me started on the stupid bear head.
The what?
It says this. Oh, don't get me started on the stupid bear head.
Bear head?
You're saying it was fake?
It was fake looking. Do yourself a favor, watch The Edge instead, which is a very good movie. It's
never
not a
seen
horror
that.
film.
No.
That's a good movie, though. Even if you just finished watching The Edge for a millionth time, trot that out again because it's better than Backcountry.
Well,
In order, that's all. Watching this movie all the way through to the end adds nothing to it.
yeah. I wouldn't say it's really a horror movie. I mean, it's, I guess, I would say it's maybe a thriller or whatever, or I don't know, reality-based adventure. There's not much adventure though. They're just walking.
It's made up of a movie. It's a horror movie.
Yeah, I mean,
a creature feature. Let's call it that.
it's-
Yeah, from what
it's
I,
a real
what I
life
saw
monster.
of the trailer when I was looking at it, when we were I was doing all this, it looked like a 70s or 80s kind of, like you're saying, like a one of the, like you get trapped in the woods scenario, but with having to fight nature. That's horrific to me. So I'm with you on that. So.
I think that if you like people getting attacked by animals, or if you just like hanging out in the woods for a while,
it was some good animal horror movies.
It looks like something I would want to watch. So.
Day of the Animals. You ever see that?
I've been keeping my eye on that one. That's been on my watch list. For this show, I'm like, that sounds like something I pick, but I've been doing pretty good at picking movies lately. I don't want to fall off with something. I'm like, I didn't know. Based on the cover artwork I've seen, I'm like, that looks like I would like it.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was a crazy year.
Let's move on to Honeymoon from 2014. Summary: a newlywed couple finds their lake country honeymoon descend into chaos after Paul finds Bee wandering and disoriented in the middle of the night. Written and directed by Lee Janiak, whatever, with additional writing credit going to Phil. Look at this fucking name. Guys, come on. Change your fucking names if you're going to be on IMDb.
I bet that J is silent.
Phil Graziade.
Aniak?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you get the other name? Phil Graziade?
Phil
Day? Idea.
Phil Great
Idea.
I call him Phil Great Idea.
Do you have any additional details on this?
Tagline: after the ceremony comes the ritual. Distributed by Magnolia Pictures and put on Blu-ray through them in 2015. That's it.
The first act of this movie is around 20 minutes long, and it's basically trying to get you in bed with the two main characters, literally. This couple is, of course, newly married.
They're on their honeymoon, right, Ray?
Yeah, that's what the movie's titled.
You've seen it.
Expectedly, a little extra horned up for each other. But there's one point where the guy says something like, "This is the bathtub you almost drowned in while you were playing submarine." They went to her home, her country home or whatever, her family's cottage. And he says that.
On the lake.
He says, "This is the bathtub that you almost drowned in while you were playing submarine." And then they basically fuck right after that. So that's a little weird.
It's getting over your phobias and fears.
Yeah. The second act begins after Paul finds Bee wandering around at night, and she begins acting weird. He seems so caught off guard that she didn't laugh at his hilarious "I'm gonna eat this frog" bit. He when he realized, he's like, "You're acting weird." He picks up a frog.
Thought he was being hilarious. What's wrong with you?
Wait a minute, B. This is hilarious shit here. What is wrong with you? I was going to eat the frog.
Giving you comedy gold.
Humans don't eat frogs. 50 minutes in, I wrote down 50 minutes in, this most certainly has something to do with aliens. Because it just had to. Just everything was leading me to believe that. I still don't know if they ever said it was aliens, but I'm pretty sure it's aliens.
Yeah, because it's done. The alien is kind of represented by the light.
Yeah.
The light shining in.
Because it's not going to be a guy with a flashlight or a floodlight out there.
It definitely leads you to believe it's aliens. You've seen it before, how an alien will give off light.
The third act starts once Paul figures out some screwy shit is happening and ties his wife to the bed after she tries to give him some sort of makeshift. She tries to give herself some sort of makeshift abortion in the bathroom. She's like, nah. what was she even using? Like a coat hanger or something. And then he's like, all right, B, something's up. What was that whole thing in the bathroom? And after a few bad attempts to answer correctly, he then pulls this weird snake out of her cooter, right out of her fucking
As one would.
And she goes nuts and starts saying all kinds of vague and cryptic shit. And then she hits Paul in the head, knocks him out. Next thing you know, it's daytime. They're in a boat, and B wants to hide him to protect him from the aliens. So she puts him. Where are you gonna put him? Right
In the boat.
In the water.
In the water.
So the aliens can't find him.
She's trying to hide.
Yeah.
And so then he just drowns, and then she goes up to the fucking mothership, or whatever the ending is. I don't even know what it is. It's so vague. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. I don't know why. I wish they would have done something a little more interesting or unexpected, because I knew it was aliens pretty soon on. I usually don't enjoy aliens whatsoever. But they managed to turn a baloney kick nightmare into a pretty good alien film.
I like aliens.
I think showing an alien in a movie is like pulling your dick out. Like, it's either going to really impress people, or they're going to be like,
aliens.
So,
Come on.
Well, they played it safe. They just the light.
yeah, they did not show you an alien. They showed you a weird snake thing.
They showed you a
Turn
bulge.
the lights on.
Yeah. Yep. End of movie.
Like, we're not going to flip out our alien dick, but we're going to give it a little bulge.
I give this a 7 out of 10. Rachel Freeman did a good job. So,
Yeah, I had forgot I'd seen this movie until I started watching it.
It sounds familiar. I might have watched this one time on Netflix a long time ago.
yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Good.
Yeah.
So this is my second viewing, and it was just as good as the first time. It's a cottage cabin in the woods. My kind of setting. I go great
Jason
cabins.
loves it.
I love
Yeah.
I love it. I love it being.
Let's go out in nature where everything will hurt us.
Taking chase.
Yeah.
I never got hurt.
Yeah, wow.
I could have been chased by a bear.
Yeah.
I have
bear.
come, I have
Big bear
come
chase.
I have come pretty close to face to a bear. We was hiking one time,
I can imagine.
hiked up this mountain, you go around it, and up at the top is Laurel Falls waterfall. So we go up there, check it out. That's cool. On the way back down, you go around. We round this curve, and like maybe 30 yards away is a black bear.
Oh,
And
God.
you look around, there's no one around.
Yeah.
It's just you two and the bear. I mean,
What do you do?
I leave.
that was kind of
Yeah.
well. We just stayed there and we watched it because I mean, by now they're used to seeing a lot of people.
Right.
If you don't mess
Shit.
with them,
I'd be out of there, man. There was one time I walked out my back door to smoke a cigarette out on the back porch, turned to my right and saw a skunk standing there, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I just turned around and went back in.
well, that's dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to get.
wanna get
I don't.
sprayed.
I certainly don't want to get attacked.
So yeah, I like the setting. It's done well. The acting's good enough, and it kind of has to. It kind of has to be because there's really not a lot happening.
Right.
There's no kills, so it's kind of character driven. They just gradually piece things together, and even then when they piece it together, it is pretty vague. It's kind of up to your interpretation, but I felt uneasy the whole movie. Like
Yeah, it does do a good job of that.
you're just because she starts acting strange, and you're wondering why.
Yeah, she pulls a snake out of her woo.
It's always kind of like uncomfortable and awkward and tense, and I think it's just good writing, I guess. It's not groundbreaking. Nothing we haven't seen before. This was the directorial debut, though. So for your first movie, and I know this wasn't a big budget, which is why they just represented. I'm telling you, why they.
Yeah.
They could, I guess, if they had the money, they could have could have gave you a shot of an alien, and they made it. But the light they used was effective enough. Kind of a body snatchers feel to it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But there's no big alien or monster reveal. So some people may feel like there's no payoff. It's a little bit slow in the beginning. I'll probably pick this up eventually. I gave it a 7.
Nice. Honeymoon.
Yeah.
This bad review says, because this is one I didn't get to watch. I mean, like I said, it sounds familiar to me. I probably have watched it. I watched a lot of stuff on Netflix. Sincerely, I just don't understand how people voted for this movie. It apparently had a 6.0 rating on the website.
Really?
For me, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Just awful. It was getting interesting in 20 minutes in, but then just back to slow and boring. The ending is the worst.
I wouldn't say that.
87 minutes of my life wasted. At least in the end, they were happy together. Is that true? I guess
He was dead,
No,
wasn't
yeah.
he?
She
I mean, you
killed
told
him,
me-
and she.
Yeah.
There was actually another couple staying at this lake, and
She had already killed her husband.
the woman was got taken over by the aliens too.
So the only nice thing that this guy says is, I think the performance by the cast was good for this script.
It was believable.
Yeah.
It seemed like a happy, married couple.
Little Mary Cuppy.
Whenever someone
This little Mary
says
Cuppies.
the ending was the worst,
Yeah.
they must not have ever seen
It's
Beyond
'cause
the
there
Black
wasn't-
Rainbow, because that dude just falls and hits his head on a rock.
There was no big reveal or anything. It was just a silhouette of what you would think is an alien.
Right.
You mean a trauma film?
No, trauma films are what they are.
You don't mean
They are the same from the beginning to the end.
a
If they
piece
fuck
of
up
art that is
you
the
can't
Black
fuck
Rainbow.
up. You can't fuck up the ending. Oh, you're a Black Rainbow apologist?
I am not an apologist. I'm a fan of art.
There's a lot of art there.
Talk
that's
about
for
beautiful
sure.
poetry.
Yeah.
It looks
Everybody
good.
likes
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's a good music video for sure.
Not a good movie.
I like it.
Shit. Anyways, let's move into 1983 Mausoleum. Summary.
Yes.
Guys, are we gonna?
Why didn't you watch
Are we
this
gonna
one?
get to the one where I watched?
Why didn't you
That's
watch
the
this one?
finale. That's the final
I
one.
wanted to watch this one.
God.
I had it ready to go at some point.
Traumatized by her mother's death, young Susan is becoming possessed by the same demon that possessed her mother before she died. More and more, her husband and psychiatrist are noticing the strange changes. Directed by Michael Dugan, whose most recent contribution is The Adventures of Turkey Dude, featuring WWE superstar Snitsky, whoever the fuck that is. Written by Robert Barrick, Robert Madero, and Catherine Rosenwink.
It's true. It's true. I have it written.
What else you got?
Tagline: The nightmare has begun. Distributed by Motion Picture Marketing and out on Blu-ray through Vinegar Syndrome in 2018. I bought this. Transfer looks great. Vinegar Syndrome did a good job.
This seems like a movie that I should have seen already. Right off the bat, the intro credits scream classic 80s horror. I actually streamed this in the Last Roundup Horror Show group. I downloaded the 1988 USA television cut, so I don't know if I missed any kind of boobs or anything. But it was full of retro commercials and wraparounds with this hokey Commander USA dude. You can watch it on YouTube. Check it out. The sex scenes must have been a real show, though, because I read on the trivia on IMDb that the crew set up bleachers to watch the sex scenes. Different time, guys. You couldn't do that these days. Hey, guys!
Wait, the sex
Becky's
scene-
going to take her tits out. Let's get everybody here.
Get to the bleachers. Hashtag me too. I'll be right there.
Everything seems sort of disconnected in this movie. It's really trope-heavy, kind of generic horror without really being pointed in any specific direction. Some sort of possession is occurring, but they haven't built any sort of mythology around whatever's happening, so it remains really muddy as to exactly what's going on. Slowly, as the movie goes on, they deal with what is happening, but it's fairly dumb and nondescript. One of the best things about watching this movie was the way I watched it. I got to see a Heinz ketchup commercial featuring a young Matt LeBlanc, several ads for a horror hotline, and a video ad for a brand new L. Ron Hubbard book. The movie is fairly nostalgic and reminds me of renting random horror VHS tapes and getting glasses of water like this on a regular basis. The writing's so bad I can't tell if the acting is good or not. So that's where that stands. Some of the effects look pretty cool. Some of them look terrible in a fun way. And it's a delight that this bitch's eyes are the glowing eyes make a Star Trek teleportation sound. But the writing is bad. The cinematography is uninspired and lacks direction completely. 4 out of 10, and 2 of those points are solely based on the nostalgia for this kind of movie.
Wow. Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally. I don't know if I'm sure if we watched the same movie or not.
Yeah.
It might have been the way I watched it. You know, I did
I
enjoy
don't know
that.
which way. How'd you watch it?
I downloaded like you remember USA used to have those like this guy was Commander USA hosting. It's Mausoleum. He's this dude who has a cigar. Hey, how's it going? Go watch a movie on USA.
Yeah, they would do that up all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would
Right.
have the old.
And so it was like that, but there was stuff cut out, so there was no sex scenes, and I mean the violence was there. So
you
I
had no nudity in it?
No. Can't read the nudity.
Yeah.
I mean, here, look right here. Read what that says. It's
Frank.
Nope, that says
Oh.
Frank.
Oh, Frank.
First mistake.
Sorry. You see anything you like? Titties.
See?
Yeah.
I gotta have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I'll watch this again and give it a retro review
I mean,
later.
I don't know. They had to at least give you the gist of the movie.
Well, they're reviewing the edited version, so
Yeah.
4 out of 10 for the edited version.
I love the way this looks. It's just very 80s. It feels good. Like right out of the gate, it feels good. And the art director of this movie is Robert Burns, who has done The Reanimator, Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Howling, Tourist Trap, and Microwave Massacre.
Hey, one of my
I
faves.
like almost all those.
I love the way it looks, and he uses a good use of colors too. You notice there's a lot of this greens and purples, and it's just very 80s. It feels good. I think it's paced well. 8 minutes in, you have a head that explodes. That kind of sets up how the tone of the movie. The green eyes, they have green eyes that glow and stuff. Some shots they look a little dated. Other shots they still look good in. But yeah, there's some boobs in this, and you would like to see these boobs.
Damn it!
You would be commenting. I'm just saying that would be
I
one
would
of
be
your.
commenting on the actress. I'd be like, she's a wonderful actress.
Yeah, you would have that in your notes.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
I think it has good practical effects. This would go nice with Demon Wind. If either of you have
I haven't
seen
watched that
movie,
yet.
This
I've been toying with that one too, because the cover on Demon Wind looks fucking.
Well, you didn't enjoy this
awesome.
one, so I don't know if you're gonna.
I enjoyed it. It's a glass of water to me.
Anything but.
It's a glass of water.
Anything really but. Like, what was that Glass of Water movie that we were talking about? Like, let's compare those two movies. They're not even close.
It was. Wasn't it Chernobyl Diaries? Or no, it was.
That's definitely a Glass of Water.
The one that had the Hunter S. Thompson dude in it. It was a Jared pick.
Oh no, we weren't talking about that movie. This was.
There's a lot of glasses of water out there, guys.
If you're thirsty.
But anyway, if you're a fan of Demon Wind, give this a try. Or if you've watched this and you haven't watched Demon Wind, give that one a try. You even have some comedic relief in here from the maid.
Yeah.
She says some pretty funny stuff in here. There's not a ton of kills, just enough to kind of keep you going. Great 80s feel. Again, I like. I like the demon is in physical form. Like it's not a voice coming out of someone. It's a monster.
Yeah.
It kind of feels almost like a monster possession slasher. Like it's kind of set up like a slasher would be. There's a lot of great things about this movie. I don't know. I think
He's a fan, guys.
I think everyone can find something in this movie that you like. It's just so. I think it has a lot going on for it. Good atmosphere, graveyard, mausoleums. That's set up nice. I think the story's good. I think they explain that the firstborn woman in each generation is possessed. Like this demon comes after the firstborn. I mean, it's. You may not like it. I don't know. They lay it out there.
I reacted how I did.
I reacted as I would.
It's decent acting. It's good enough acting. It's about the acting you should expect in an old 80s movie. I didn't get the twist though. There's a twist where earlier on in the movie there was a gardener, and he ends up being the keeper of the mausoleum at the end.
Right.
Like I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have nothing. I don't, that's one knock. I don't know. I don't get the twist. I give it an 8.
Yeah. What's the old bad review say about this?
The bad review said, I bought Mausoleum at a pawn shop because the cover looked cool.
It does.
Made the film look scary.
Oh.
Film turned out to be a total waste of time. The story was alright, but the film was poorly made, poor performances, and poor sets, according to this guy.
Poor sex?
Yeah, sets.
Because the sex we had mentioned,
But the
they
sex
brought
is
bleachers
good.
out for it.
A woman enters a
You
cursed...
would bring bleachers out for this
Really?
woman. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
can't believe you.
No.
Does a...
Can't believe. No. Fucking knock a tooth out. Watch out.
It says a woman enters a cursed mausoleum, gets possessed by a demon, set in some old family curse, and every once in a while she turns into a demon with carnivorous breasts. Yeah,
there's
right.
carnivorous breasts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that.
Oh, well, I have to watch it now.
Titties. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So that guy was not a fan of the tits. Didn't draw him in.
Well, shit, guys. I'm going to have to do that. Do you have this on a DVD or a
I have
Blu-ray?
the Blu-ray, so you can't borrow it.
Damn it. I got to get with
You
the
could
times.
if you had a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, they sell them for.
Hey, I was mentioning earlier how I'm broke all the time.
Go to
Let's get one for
Marketplace.
$30.
You can get a
One for
market
$5 or $10.
You can get what?
You get a Blu-ray for
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
Go there.
10, 5.
You can get a Blu-ray player for $5 or $10.
Absolutely.
People selling.
I
Like
guess
I
I
said,
haven't
you
been
can buy
looking.
a brand
so-
new one for $30 at Walmart.
Hey man, I got fucking, I got standard definition eyes. Like I've never had to seek it out, but I can't watch some movies, and I do want to buy. Blu-ray releases always look better than DVDs.
Oh, they're amazing.
They fucking put no money into DVD releases whatsoever.
Oh, you no, you get some stickers that you can't tell a damn difference between.
That's true. There are
You gotta be careful.
like any comedy. I don't know why anybody would buy a comedy on Blu-ray. That always blows my mind.
Well, I just watched. I forget what it was. A DVD the other day. And was amazed with how good it looked. Some of these people, I don't know.
What are they trying to do?
Trying to get one over.
Let's get into the movie that Ray watched.
Yeah.
Oh, finally! Shit, Ray's joined the show.
Yeah, here he is.
Ray with us
Our
today.
guest host, Ray McGuff.
Hi, I've watched the film.
We've got City of the Living Dead from 1980.
Yes.
Summary for this film: a reporter and a psychic race to close the gates of hell after the suicide of a clergyman caused them to open, allowing the dead to rise from their graves. Written and directed by Lucio Fulci, with additional writing credit going to Dardano Sacchetti. Huh?
Sacchetti.
Mr. Sacchetti.
Previously mentioned on our House by the Cemetery review. You have any additional details?
Tagline: The dead shall rise and walk the earth. Distributed by Medusa Distribution. This has several Blu-ray releases. I have the Blue Underground from 2016. Looks great.
This film went under a few different names: The Gates of Hell, Twilight of the Dead, and Fear in the City of the Living Dead. This movie may or may not still be banned in Germany. I have no idea. Every time it was released in Germany, it was banned. First, it was released under the title A Zombie Hung on the Bell Rope in 82, but was banned in 86. They re-released it as A Dead Body Hung on the Bell Rope with several cuts, and then it got banned again. They kept cutting away, trying to release this damn thing under the titles A Corpse Hung from the Bell Rope, a Cadaver.
The cadaver.
A cat? You got a cadaver over there? What you got hanging from the bell rope? Is that a cadaver?
It's one of them cadavers.
But I read that in 2001 it was yet again banned, so who fucking knows?
Well, we're not in Germany, so.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a funny little detail. Great soundtrack by Fabio Frizzi, who has recently worked on the Puppet Master The Littlest Right. I recognize Giovanni Lombardo Radice, who plays Bob.
Yeah,
did you recognize that guy?
Yeah, Fulci uses. Same.
He played Ricky. I recognize him from. He played Ricky on House at the Edge of the Park. But this dude was in Cannibal Ferox, The Church, and a bunch of other interesting credits. I also recognized actor Christopher George, who plays Peter Bell in this movie. He was previously in Pieces. He played Lieutenant Bracken. It's so funny when they take blue-collar guys and write a scenario where they're sitting around looking at porno magazines. It happens again in this movie. They're just hanging out and looking at porno magazines. I've never ever been anywhere.
What else do you do?
I've worked some gutter-ass jobs. Factory, Diamond Plastics over here. That would be a place where if anyone's going to look at porno magazines at work.
Don't you remember when we worked at that grocery store, Frank, and I'd be in the break room just looking at porn, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, nice addition.
Where'd you get that porn? We don't even sell that.
Penthouse.
I just picture that they wrote this while they were sitting in a writer's room. Like, okay, so the grave diggers are sitting at an open grave with a visible skeleton and taking a little break. One of the grave diggers is looking at a porno magazine like all laborers read on their lunch breaks. And then talking about adult films like regular people are known to do with their coworkers, right, guys? We're gonna put that in the movie. There's probably a much safer way for her to save her from being buried alive, because this woman gets buried alive. and this dude gets her out by smashing the casket in with a pickaxe.
Yeah.
Like, it's like literally he's not even thinking like,
Gotta get it over.
maybe if I'm going to smash it, maybe down by the feet or something. Just right at her face.
I kept yelling out of my couch, he's saving the shit out of her. Because it would come down by her face.
In the scene where there's a scene where a woman vomits up her own internal organs because the priest looks at her kind of funny. She's actually spitting up tripe. Like, she put it in her mouth and spit it up. But there is a fake head, of course, implied into that too. But do you know what tripe is?
It's fish.
No.
No?
You think it's tilapia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess so.
Tripe is stomach. It's like the stomach lining or something like
Stomach
that.
fish.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Stomach fish.
Stomach fish.
Much like other Fulci movies, I'm kind of lost with what's going on here. Zombies are kind of... I'm skeptical about them, really. I don't know. But they're zombies? Are they zombies? I don't know.
They're zombies.
I don't know. There's a real trend with the late 70s, early 80s movies being, like, really cryptic. These early 80s movies always kind of remind me of... What was that fucking movie where the guy's power was to just be able to move dead bodies around? You picked it out. Something in the night, One Dark Night.
One Dark Night.
Yeah, that feels like this movie feels to me, sort of. Just because of, just I don't know what the hell's happening.
Well, you didn't like that movie. That's not good.
There's just a lot of imagery I don't understand. Fulci does it a lot. He seems to thrive on sort of keeping you in the dark. Bob's death scene with the drill is really cool. I don't understand why the dude kills him. Or honestly, what the fuck is happening? I don't know why that guy kills him. Do you?
With the drill?
Yeah. It's just a dude. I thought this was supposed to be a zombie movie. This is just a guy killing another man.
It's evil.
Yeah.
Well, evil.
Yeah.
It releases, it opens the gate of hell.
I guess you just gotta assume everything's because the gates of hell are open.
No. I just can't think of it right now.
During the worm sequence, they were literally just blowing maggots through a window at these actors. Big day for the maggot guy, though. Hot diggity, my day has come! Finally!
They do have the use of live worms, live maggots.
I mean, he probably called the rat guy and was like, "You'll never fucking believe what I fell into today. I've been collecting these maggots for so long." I think part of the charm of Fulci movie is that he leaves you just enough unanswered questions to allow you to fill in the blanks, but he's not expecting you to write the whole damn movie like some directors do. Panos Cosmatos. I believe we mentioned him earlier.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know why the zombies can't teleport, or where they can teleport. Why do they teleport? I don't know why the one particular priest hanging himself somehow opened the gates of hell, or what even happened in the first place. I must have missed something at the end because this little boy running towards the camera happily, and there's a lot of screaming, and then it goes into a slow-mo, and the screen fragments in a weird old-fashioned animation to the end credits. Can you explain that to me?
I was fascinated by the ending of this movie.
I'm like, what?
I was sitting on my couch like, what did I just see happen? What was this?
I don't have nothing for you.
I will watch this one again.
Yeah.
Because I think it probably merits a higher score. But for this viewing, I'm gonna hit it with a nice, modest 6 out of 10. It's not my favorite Fulci movie based on my limited experience. I think I've only seen what we've watched on the show in Zombie 2, maybe. That's a Fulci movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it for me.
Zombie 2, Zombie.
Yeah.
Is it?
Zombie.
Yeah. So this is the first movie in the Gates of Hell trilogy, followed by The Beyond and the House by the Cemetery, which we've reviewed on that. The Beyond is going to be one of the poll picks.
Yeah. It's.
I don't think it's going to win.
No, people.
Dead Alive.
There's a poll up right now. Actually, I don't know if it is, depending on when this gets out. But if you're voting on the poll, if something looks like it's fucking winning, go ahead and vote for something else because, Dead Alive's got a lot more votes than anything else, and it's kind of a lock. The first 2 movies are gonna be reviewed. You can add one too if you think it's not. I don't know. It's just not going how I want it to. All right, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with people left dead alive.
Yeah. I mean, they can. It's just already locked in, basically.
Oh, well.
Yeah, the way you're looking at it, though,
There's a tie.
you're
I have
just
a
kinda
problem
like,
with a tie.
Yeah, you're kind of like, well,
So,
I like Dead
yeah, so,
Alive,
yeah, so
and I
do
want
I.
to make sure you guys review that. So
Right.
that's the way I do.
Okay.
I vote.
Where's
for-
I at?
I don't know. I took you.
Yeah, so back to this. Great atmosphere. Really great soundtrack. I like the way the practical effects look. I like the live worms and the maggots.
Big day.
All the sets and locations.
Cool.
I love all of them. I like the way the zombies look and sound.
Mm-hmm.
I think they sound what a zombie should sound like in my head.
And they can teleport.
Teleporters.
Yeah, I love Fulci's style. I don't have all the answers for your questions on what's going on.
I'll answer them myself when I watch it again.
It don't matter how many times I watch a movie. I pick up something more
Right.
what I didn't
And there's a value
catch
to
on from
that.
reviews.
I mean,
But no, I love Fulci's movies, and this one just feels good. All this whole Gates of Hell trilogy feels good to me. So like it's slashers, and then it's kind of Fulci right there, and then other subgenres.
he definitely does his own thing with every movie that he does. It's not, you can't compare it to anything else because it's like his own genre almost.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. There's not any reason for me to not give this movie a 10, and that's what I'm giving it.
Boom. He doesn't drop them very often.
I mean,
Yeah.
soundtrack, atmosphere. Even if the story's flawed, practical effects, this everything just makes up for it.
Right. Well, let's see what
Well,
Ray goes.
I agree with you on almost all the points. This is my first time watching it, and I was just blown away by how it was its own thing. Like you were saying, you couldn't really. I wanted to pigeonhole it like, oh, and it's like this or that, but it's not. It's literally. I was watching it enthralled the whole time because I was like, I've never seen something like this. The way that it's laid out, it's visually amazing. It was like watching. The way he frames his pictures is like watching a picture come to life, like a painting. Really crazy, especially for this time period.
Yeah,
like
oh,
he's
yeah.
doing something a little advanced, I think, in this film.
I would have to think
Yeah.
people like I don't know shit about making movies,
Right.
but I would have to think the people that do, and you're going to school and learn shit, they have to
Look at stuff
they
like
have
this.
to have
Yeah.
samples of these movies.
I would bet money like Tarantino probably loves this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
it just looks like it's none like anything I've ever
It's
seen.
film. This is
This is
a
film.
movie I could call a film.
Cool special effects. I love, like you're saying, there's no nonsense. It was practical effects for that time. But I'm a little desensitized, so some stuff didn't jar me like it probably would
Right.
when I was younger. So like, when they're in the tunnel towards the end and she digs the fingers into the head.
Yeah.
I wasn't as oh geez as I would have been
Right.
if I hadn't seen a million.
Well, I
things
remember
like
when
that.
we first let you.
Yeah.
I let you borrow Evil Dead, and you're
Oh.
like, "Dude, that made me sick."
Yeah, there were parts of the first. I'm not kidding. Like I was queasy. Leatherface and Texas Chainsaw. You were also the
Yeah.
first person to show me that. The first time I saw him, I literally jumped out of my. You remember watching it with you? I went, "What the fuck is this? You got me watching. This is insane stuff."
The thing about the
Yeah,
Texas,
so-
the first Texas movie is
Yeah.
there's not that much. There's like no blood and gore in it
It's
at
just
all.
a situation, and that's how this felt.
That's how you know that's fantastic.
Had I not have been so desensitized after all these years, I probably would have jumped a lot more in this. But I liked the story. I liked that I couldn't pigeonhole what exactly was going on. Zombies start teleporting.
It's
the
evil,
kid at the
man.
end. It's
It's
just evil.
evil.
Yeah, there's an evil
Well, you put
presence.
limitations on evil.
No,
Come
it's
on.
great. Yeah, that's what's so cool about it. I love the end where it fragmented too. Because like I said, I was just like, well, I did not see that ending coming. That was just whoa.
It almost seemed like
Yeah.
he was like, "How are we gonna wrap this up? I don't know.
It got ourselves
Funny.
into this.
I don't know."
But I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Right.
It's as near perfect as you can get for that time period.
So-
but there were things about it that I was just kind of like, because I had seen other shit,
Right.
I couldn't go, oh geez, I'm being so excited. Like the blow up doll part made me laugh really hard
Right.
too. I wanted to mention that. I was like, wow, this didn't need this at all. But it
No,
was
it didn't.
pretty
No,
fun.
it didn't.
Yeah, so I liked it.
I would
Very
say
much
that.
enjoyed it.
Does that make it an improved if we gave it? I think your 10 would bring my.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 6. I think.
Did you?
Yeah. I said I'm gonna watch it again, and it'll probably get a higher
So
score.
it has to be 24.
Yeah. I'm not doing that math. Sorry, guys. Not gonna play fool.
Oh, I'm 10, 6,
16.
8.
Do it.
24.
There
Yeah,
you go.
24.
It's
You got
approved.
it.
And it should be. Jesus.
Yeah, this movie should be approved.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
out of
If
all
we're
the
doing
stuff
a
I was
horror
gonna bump my
show, and we
score
don't
up if I had
approve.
to.
Yeah.
But
Good Lord.
You could easily have gave it a 7, you
Yeah.
know, right? I mean, you were just like, I liked this.
I think I
but it
was too when I wrote that when I wrote my review, I was too confused by it.
Right.
Looking back with the added, I'll give it a 7 with everybody else's input and stuff.
Yeah,
Why not?
so-
I would give it a higher score upon another
it's,
view.
It's
Yeah,
a
got
good,
it
it's a
through.
good movie, and it got me into wanting to watch more of this stuff. So
Yeah.
Well, that's the first one in the trilogy. So
Yeah.
if you haven't seen Beyond or House by
right, yeah, I'm definitely going to check those out.
Yeah.
So, but very, very fun. That one was fun to watch. So thank you guys.
Well, that's the episode. Mausoleum will be when we release all these reviews individually. Mausoleum's our 100th review.
Wow.
Because I'll release them in order. We got some 5-word reviews from the Facebook group for this episode. Angela Mole, City of the Living Dead. Who doesn't love vomiting intestines? 9 out of 10.
Trite.
Rachel Freeman for Honeymoon. I'm rethinking this whole marriage. She had another one for that. Why was that in there? Why was that in there? I assume she's talking about the snake and her cooter. And lastly, she had a 3 for Honeymoon. Remote cabins are always bad. And then City of the Living Dead, Rachel says, wait, was that her liver? So there you have that. We got next month's picks. We're going to do a Valentine's Day special with Casey Miller. We've got we got Valentine, right?
Valentine.
What is the Valentine's Day special? Valentine, My Bloody Valentine 3D.
I've seen that one.
Don't watch the 3D.
Well,
The remake.
the remake, and then Lover's Lane, who has that horrible bitch in it. We were talking about it. Who is it from Scary Movie?
Anna Faris?
Yeah, she's in it. A lot of people like her. I find her grating and annoying.
Don't know it. Don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it. Picked it up on VHS today.
Nice.
So now I own it on
I
DVD
saw a
and
picture of
VHS.
your haul. You had some good ones in there, man.
Not bad.
Faculty, I like that movie.
And then we got let's see, what's the other episode coming up? We got I picked Summer of '84. We have The Burning. What is the other movies we have?
High Tension.
High Tension,
Tension,
and then
yeah.
a pool winner.
Summer of '84 is really good. I like that movie a lot. Yeah, I know. There's some people that have a problem with it, but I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, what's the pool movie? Oh, it's
High
going to be
Tension.
Ghost Stories.
High Tension was a pool movie, and Casey picked Ghost Stories. Yeah, so that's all coming down the pipe, whatever.
On the Pike.
And we'll see you then. Thanks for listening, watching, all that shit.
We're going to go warm up by the fire.
I can't feel my toes.
It's cold.
I can't feel my fingertips.